The Headhunt is officially starting today. It's already started. It's already 4:38. The game's up right now currently. So let's get right into the Headhunt tier list. Now, honestly, in terms of the Headhunt, you can pick whichever 5-star you want, but of course, you have to roll it and hope and pray it does pop up. So let's get right into it. Now, in terms of must-haves, I think these characters are by far definitely easy one of the worst, worth ones to pick from the Headhunt. Again, Politics, Phantom Politics, absolutely busted. DDR Stonks got even higher because of Spez EE. He's still crazy. A Tywin, still absolutely crazy in the game. Zeal, crazy. Abyssal Fiend, crazy. Mediocre Cleric, still great to really have in my opinion. I still think he's a must-have. If you didn't pick him from your Moonlight Blessings 2 selector, I think he's still a must-pick in my honest opinion because he has a full cleanse attack buff. You can't stun him, you can't sleep him for one turn because he's just going to cleanse it right away. If you give him Elias Artifact, guess what? Either they try to 2-turn stun you or 2-turn sleep you with Fumir, doesn't matter. You can still cleanse it right away thanks to Elias Artifact and his S3. Again, he's very, very nice to have. His only weakness is going to be reset characters such as Lua, and Monk, right? Knockwell. But again, these characters, in my opinion, are, in my honest opinion, must-have. I do have it kind of ranked for them, who I think is more important to really pick. Again, if you are a Cleaver, Zeo is probably going to be first place. I'll say this right now. If you are a Cleaver, Zeo is probably going to be right there. But in the general for most players, Phantom Politics is going to be easy, in my opinion, one of the best ones you should be picking. Again, if you are a Cleaver, you more than likely already have Zeo. If you don't have Zeo, again, I highly recommend him. Abyssal Fiend, 50% CR, and she's just absolutely busted, right? She's just so broken in this game. Again, I think she's way stronger than Landy by a long mile. But again, that's why she's up here, in my opinion. So again, I think these are must-haves. 100%. Next is going to be great options where we do have a Lion, Solitaria, Captain Landy, Sharoon, Conqueror Lilius, Urban Shadow Shoe, Lionheart, Spez. Yes, Spez is up here because Spez EE actually makes them very, very, very usable. More to play with, especially with DDR. Spez and DDR, absolutely disgusting because now if they are asleep, guess what? Spez is going to run amok. DDR, 8 Tywin Spez, there you go. Game's already over. Go next. What are you going to do? Honestly, what are you going to do? Especially if you pair Ruel or Light with him. What are you going to do versus that team comp, right? LRK, again, he got buffs. He's just like Laya SA2. Very, very good. We do have Sylvia and Sage Vivian. Very, very good as well. Character right now, especially into DDR and Harsh Setting right now because she is immune to debuffs. Arbiter Vildred, still great. Still great unit to have, especially if you don't pick him. If you didn't pick him from the selector from the Moonlight Blessing #1. Very, very good. Ruel getting a buff. Honestly, she's going to be fantastic. I think she's going to be really, really good, Ruel, now with her buffs. I do think she's a great option. But again, she is near end of the list. So do keep in mind, at least in this great options here, I do have it kind of ranked in a way where the ones in the back are kind of really, really on the low end in terms of picking compared to the other ones, right? Again, I need to see how she does with her buffs. On paper, I think she's going to look fantastic. Same thing with Dilibet. I think her buffs is going to be quite nice as well. So I do put them here for now. I think they're going to be really, really great. Again, on paper, it looks fantastic. So I really can't wait to see how these characters really play out into the season. We have DJB. DJB, in my honest opinion, you can move him down to niche. I forgot to move him down here, but I think he's a niche character. Again, he's just a worse Acades. Yes, DJB has a full cleanse and a push. But again, it's very niche. You are pulling him. You're basically drafting him whenever they are heavy debuff stacking you, right? But why draft him when the Katie exists, right? So I'm going to put him in a niche, honestly, because he's really only used for one thing. And then obviously, Lone Crescent Bologna and Moonlight Haste right now, in my personal opinion, in terms of the RTA meta, I don't think they are as strong as they used to be. So that's why they are near the end. They are much lower than they were before, in my honest. They would have been much higher, but the way the current meta is currently, I have to put them much lower, way in the back in great options. I don't think they're niche. I still think they're great, but I don't think they're as good as they used to be before. I'll say that right now, right? So we do have Cleave, this entire row of Cleave right here. Judge Kisei, in my opinion, is absolutely fantastic. She is pretty much a gear heavy unit. A lot of these units inside Cleave are gear heavy, especially TML, Roana. Actually, Roana, not really, but Brysaria, TML, you need some crazy speed gear. Politica, kind of niche. She was good last season, but especially with Elinov running around right now, Politica did take a hit on that. But again, she's still good to have for Cleave. You never know whenever the meta shifts again, and the Flitiga Cleave does come back. But again, a lot of these units in Cleave are gear heavy. Ludwig, Judge Kisei, like I said, TML and Bracera are very, very gear heavy. You really need some crazy gear for them. 450 GS, 440 at least, bare minimum. Again, Judge Kisei, a lot of people don't know it, but she is absolutely insane. I need to build mine. I have seen my friends use her a lot. She does really, really insane. A lot of people are really sleeping on Judge Kisei. I think she's fantastic right now. She's really, really good, in a good place. Nice to see, especially since back then I used to use her a lot in the old arena season days, because you would S2, S3. Very, very good. I miss those good old days. And then next, we do have the PvE Hunt God, which is going to be Straze. I think Straze is a perfection in terms of a character for when it comes to hunts and PvE content. Banshee 13, one shot. Wyvern 13, one shot. Golem, one shot. Katie's, one shot. As I can't even say it, the Big Bug, one shot. Literally, this man can one shot every single hunt. So if you are interested to pretty much simplify your hunt farming, get Straze. I think he's 100% worth it. I may pick him on my other account. I'm not too sure yet on the alt account, because I'm really debating if I want to get Straze or not, because he will help me tremendously do the other hunts, and that's quite a lot. Especially since I'm not even going to be touching RTA for a very long time on that account. So that's why I am kind of justifying picking Straze. Again, he's a PvE on Hunt God. If you really want him, up to you. He just makes your life a whole lot easier when it comes to hunts. I'm just saying that right now. Now, in terms of niche, all these characters, I'm not gonna say their names for niche, but these characters have only certain usage. Now, Silverblade Armintha, she did get a buff. I need to see how she does. On paper, she looks fantastic, so she is currently here in the niche row. Again, she may move up all the way to great options. Don't know how she's going to play out yet, because we really need to see how she is. But on paper, she looks fantastic. But right now, currently, I'm putting her in niche. We'll find out later on how she plays out. If I make a nail tier list later, maybe I'll do it before HEADHUNT expires. We'll talk about that later on. But again, Silverblade Armintha is only in niche right now currently, because I don't know how she plays. On paper, she looks fantastic. We'll have to wait to find out. But again, everyone else here in this list is a niche. Only time you draft Captain Flan is when you're finding an ER player. The only time you pick LQC is versus dark units. Now, Spectenny is here because I really do not like this current meta for Spectre Tenebria. Yes, Spectre Tenebria is great in Abyss, but let's be honest here. That's really about it right now. I can't really justify her being picked right now, especially in a headhunt where there's a lot of OP units coming out that you don't have. That if you didn't get lucky, like I didn't get lucky. I don't have Politis. Would I pick Politis? Would I pick you Tenebria over Politis? No. Politis is just so broken. Why would you pick Spectre Tenebria that you could barely use over someone like FIFA and Politis, which is absolutely broken, right? So again, I cannot recommend picking Spectenny. I think she's very, very niche. Again, if she's your favorite character, go ahead and pick her. But again, like everyone else in this list, they are very, very niche. Now, K-Rod as well is getting a buff. Again, him is the same situation, but I don't really have that much hope for him compared to Silverblade Armintha. I think Karen's still going to have the same problems. I don't think much is going to change for him, so I'm going to put him in niche for now. Again, if it changes later, we'll find out. Now, Unusable, I really don't recommend these characters. I did talk about recently in terms of Operator Cigarette. I don't really like her. Falls to Cecilia, she needs a buff. Goes to Charles. I could put him in Cleave, but same situation. Ilyanov just kind of kills him. But I think he's quite unusable currently. Again, if you really care for it, he is a cleaver. But again, it just comes down in terms of playstyle, the drafts, and all that. But again, it just really comes down how really things go in the draft. Now, in terms of not in a headhunt, all these characters down here, Harsetti, Senya, Ilyanov, Luna, and Ends are not going to be in it. But again, this is going to be my tier list. This is all my opinions based on how I play. On how I see the game currently in terms of the meta and all that. But again, I think these characters, I think this is my list. The must-have characters, in my opinion, are really going to help you out tremendously. Again, keep in mind, you do get DDR for free in your Moonlight Blessing number 2. But again, having 2 DDRs is not the worst case, especially right now in a game with Harsetti existing. Having 2 of the same units is actually quite good. But do keep in mind, DDR is free. I should have mentioned that earlier, but he is quite free if you do pick him. Okay, he's broken, absolutely crazy. All the units they must have is definitely worth it. I do think Meteor Carreric is going to be on the lower end. He's not going to change your account that much compared to the other 5. I will say that though right now. But on that though, guys, watch the video. Let me know down below if you have any questions. I will gladly respond to them. On that though, I will see you guys later on.